The 2024 Wampus Cat football season begins on the road August 30th at Jonesboro. It'll be our 24th season to cover the Cats, and the voices of the Wampus Cats, Levi, Gilbert, and Tim Roach, sat down recently with head coach Buck James for the Wampus Cat preseason show. They asked him to reflect on year one as the leader of Conway High football.
Well, I was proud of our kids. I thought our kids played extremely hard. They bought into a system that probably wasn't the same as what they were used to. Not that it was better, it was just different. And I think our kids responded well. I thought we got better as the season went on. I thought we ended up being a player or two away from playing for a state championship and having a chance to even win a state championship. And we were closer than probably most people would look at it. But from a coach's standpoint, I thought we were a player or two away, and we've got to improve. We got to get better. Unfortunately, we lost some of those key guys that were playing for us, and we've got to have some guys take their spot, and we've got to take a step forward.
Coach, so this is technically your second year, but really, to Levi's point, you got started late in last year. So you've had this full year really to get an off-season program in, all the things that you wanted to do. What has been this year prep into this second year? What have you done to get your DNA embedded into this program?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we've gotten stronger. That was my number one goal, is to catch us up to where we should be. And, when we got here, we had one 400-pound squatter, and I think we had one 300-pound bencher. And, right now we have 25 500-pound squatters, and we have about 15 to 2,300-pound squatters. So we've gotten stronger. I think the key for us now is we got to become better football players. And, the old adage, if you can't catch me, you can't press me. And, we've got to get where we can move. We got to get where we know what we're doing. We got to be able to battle under fire. And we've got to keep getting better at football. And, strength is a big part of it, but it's not the complete component of being a good football player. And, we've had some coaching change. We've had some turnover. We've moved some guys around. And, we've got a lot of things that we've got to get used to. We've had 2 really good weeks in July when we've had everybody here. But at the end of the day, we just got to get better at football, and our football IQ has got to improve.
Now, Coach, you had an incredible end to the regular season last year, record crowd here at John McConnell Stadium. You've had this full year to reflect and see how things are working here in Conway. What has stood out to you about the way this community is supporting your football program?
Well, they're passionate. There's no doubt about it. I think it's important. Wampus Cat football, like all our athletics here, is important. I think, it was an eye-opening experience when we went to Bentonville and we had as many people there as they did. And, they were on their feet and cheering and really pulled us along in the Bentonville game. And, they did a great job of supporting our football team. I think Conway's hungry for a winner. And I know Buck James is hungry for a winner, and our coaches and players are hungry for one. But, it's a step-by-step process. It don't just happen overnight, and you got to have good players. I don't care how many good coaches you got and how much scheme and how much weight room you've done. You got to have good players, and our guys have done a great job of buying in. We don't have everything we need right now, but the tools are in the toolbox. We just got to find a way for them to be successful.
So, Coach, if we look at your non-conference schedule, with the reclassification churn and cycle that goes on, there's a lot of different changes. We get one now non-conference team in Jonesboro who moved to 6A. We now have them on the schedule as a non-conference. We have to go there first. Then we play Bentonville, which is always the tough one, and then you've added Marion, which I've seen film on them, and they're scary good. Talk a little bit about your non-conference schedule.
Well, I think it fits all the pieces. I think Jonesboro's a big, strong team. You would not believe how much bigger they are this year than they were last year. I've had about 6 or 7 move-ins that have really changed the complexion of their team. Very big offense and defensive line. They've got skill guys. And a very talented football team. And this is the second year for their coach to be there, and he's trying to do the same things we're doing. I think going to Jonesboro on week 0 is going to be a good test for our football team. And then coming back against Bentonville, enough said there. They're a very talented football program. They always have all the pieces to the puzzle. They're very good at what they do, very well coached. very disciplined football team, and bring it every single night they play. And so that's a great opener for us at home. And by any means, we're not have a weak schedule there. And then Marion is probably one of the most up and coming. Got a new coach that has been there for a couple of years, and they've got several Division I players. Probably have one of the best linemen in the state. I think just committed to LSU, and very talented football team. I'm used to playing them. We played them when I was at Bryant, and very athletic football team. We've seen them a few times this summer, and very talented. And we're going to have a lot of speed, and so it covers all the boxes for what we're going to see in our. And you want your non-conference schedule to sort of mirror what you're going to see throughout the season. And I think we've got a tough schedule. I think we have an athletic schedule, and I think we have something that's going to give us a chance to prepare for each team we play through the next 7 weeks.
Well, two major changes in the 7A Central. We mentioned Jonesboro dropping back down to 6A, and then Northside moving to the 7A West. All of that because you've got two private schools moving up from 6A in Pulaski Academy, Little Rock Christian, two teams that have championship pedigree in the 6A and 5A in previous years. Somehow, you add that into the mix with us and Cabot and Bryant and North Little Rock, somehow the 7A Central's got even more competitive.
Yeah, finishing in the top 6 would be a pretty good team. And that's just really no lie to that. I mean, Coach Reed from Cabot were talking about that. I mean, you finish in the top 4, you got a really good football team. And those guys got almost 20 state championships between both of them. And, I coached at Little Rock Christian for a couple of years, and, people ask me all the time, how are they going to do? They're going to do just fine. I mean, they're going to be very well coached. They're going to have all the pieces that they need. They always going to have the players they need. And, the thing that's probably hurting them just on the hoof coming in is depth and how well they stay healthy. But 1-on-1, 11-on-11, 22-on-22, will be as good as any football team in the state year in, year out. And very, very good programs. Spend the money. They have they check all the boxes for what good high school football programs have. And it's going to be tough. And that's the way it should be. This is probably without a doubt the best conference in the state of Arkansas, top to bottom. And it just got a little tougher. If a kid wants to see if he can compete and he can play and he wants to play at a high level, he can find out in the 7A Central for sure.